Welcome to our weekly briefs. What a good day that the Lord has given us. Here at Yankees TV, guys, we have a lot more for you. So thank you guys for tuning in to our YouTube channel. It is my pleasure bringing to you the weekly briefs starting from Monday. So here we just try to highlight a few major events that took place within our country and that affects us directly, either within or outside the borders of Kenya. So the first major event that took place this week, guys, is the Italy African Summit. This is a major event that took place in Rome. Rome, the capital city of Italy, and was well graced by the Italian Prime Minister. This meeting was well attended by almost all the African presidents. So guys, this event is very crucial, and I will just give you the briefs, but in our next video we shall put this into perspective and look at the detailed analysis of really what transpired or what you were able to pick and learn from this particular summit. For now, we are just going to highlight the key points. So one thing that was unique with the Italy African Summit, it appeared like the African leaders are not really straightforward leaders. I remember back in the year 2022, we had just inaugurated our new president here in Kenya, Mr. William Samoei Ruto. Of course, he's a strong president. He came into power with a lot of zeal, with a lot of energy, and he portrayed a lot of courage as an African leader. So sometime back in 2022, around June, he attended a certain AU African meeting somewhere in South Africa, and this meeting was well graced. The president of Kenya talked tough as the African lion, and even the African leaders were very pleased and happy with him because he was trying to, to call out the presidents or the African leaders to wake up and to realize the potential of Africa and to realize the goals and visions of the African continent. And therefore, he noted that one mistake that has always been there is African leaders being mistreated, being undermined, being humiliated, and being looked down upon by the foreign leaders.
The best that you get is photographs. So what am I saying? For example, let me give you another example. We have been to US Africa. We have been to some other engagement with other countries. Now we have been invited for Russia-Africa Summit. We have made a decision, very respectfully as heads of state in Africa, that any engagement with other partners must be an engagement of equals. And for it to be meaningful, if we are going to meet the president of a country, we have organized ourselves that the Troika is going to represent Africa. The chair, the current chair, the past chair, the chair that is coming, and the heads of our regional economic commissions, about 6-7 people. But what happens continuously? When others want to engage with us, they don't want to deal with the Troika. They want to invite 50 heads of state. So we go to a meeting, just explain to me what kind of outcome you expect where 50 heads of state are sitting. Everybody is asked for speak to 1.5 minutes. You speak to one for 1.5 minutes. What kind of engagement are you going to get? You're going to get nothing, right? The best that you get is photographs. That's it. Precisely. You get these photographs, they normally line us up somewhere, crowd of 50 heads of state, and that's all we come home with. Any serious country that wants to engage with Africa, must respect first our architecture. If we have said we are going to be represented by the Troika, why are you inviting 50 people unless you want to sabotage the whole discussion?
So it is the duty of the African leaders to realize this and be able to stand for their rights. And no any other foreign nation should be able to summon all the 54 African presidents to go into their nation for the sake of their own gaining. So, but in contrary, why am I saying this? In contrary, in this particular summit, all the 54 African presidents attended. So what I'm asking is one, are African leaders united? Are African leaders really united? Because they preach water, but they drink wine. So that is a question of thought. And as I have said, we shall put this into serious critical analysis in our next video. So guys, go into the comment section and tell us, is leaders united? Are they really united? Because following all that, they deliberated and agreed within the AU meeting that they will never go into foreign nations, they will never line up for photos, they will never go there for the sake of eating nice foods or having dinner. They will never go there to be put into buses like students. And that is the very thing that really happened again unto them. So because this is very crucial, this is humiliation, this is embarrassment to Africans, and this is, you see, degradation. This is a total humiliation and embarrassment. So another event of the week, another briefs of the week. At number 2, we have the Azimio AG meeting. This meeting was well graced by all the constituent parties or party heads of the Azimio coalition. That is Eugene Wamalwa, that is the DAP party. Of course, Peter Munya on the other side, PNU. Kalonzo Musyoka was not there, although he was represented by Wambua, Senator Wambua. Then, of course, ODM was also present, that is the likes of Baba, Pia Wandai, Paranya, etc. So guys, I know before then, we used to have a number of speculations within the media saying the Azimio coalition, you see, is no more. But this meeting, from the resolutions they made, we are able to conclude that it is still strong. I remember the sentiments of Martha Karua saying Azimio is still stronger than before. So now at least they have cleared the air on the issue of the disparities, and we are all aware that the coalition is still strong and going. What people are still will be able to know the fate of Kalonzo, in Azimio. So guys, you can tell us, what do you think? What do you think about the fate of Kalonzo in Azimio? Is he still there? Or this was just a strategy of communicating about his stand? So guys, you can tell us in the comment section, are we really contented that he was outside the nation, yet this particular meeting was very crucial and the world at large was trying to see, to gauge the future of that particular party.
Azimio marches on.
At number 3, the events of the week, guys, the PNU 15th anniversary celebration that was also well graced by the leader of this particular party. As you can remember, PNU was the party of the former president, Stanley Mwai Kibaki, sometime in around 2007. So I remember PNU is a party that is well known also within Azimio, and it is associated by the former president of Kenya. So this event was also graced by Azimio leaders, including Baba, and he gave, you see, a detailed analysis of how the house levy or the affordable housing project originated, all the way from the coalition government between PNU and the ODM. So Baba really articulated how the approach that should be borrowed, the approach that should be employed for us to realize the affordable housing by the KK government. So we can also listen to what he said.
In South Korea, so done by General Park Chung-hee, and it is founded on basic fundamental human rights for the people. If you go there, we have put them in our constitution. It is also in the ODM manifesto. 1, the right to life. Every Kenyan has a right to life. Number 2, the right to food. Each and every Kenyan has a right to food. 3, right to shelter. Each and every Kenyan has a right to shelter. Nobody should sleep on the streets. 4, right to health. Every Kenyan has a right to health and Medicare. If one is sick, whether they have money or they have no money, they have a right to Medicare. 5, right to education. Every child born in our country has a right to education, even if the parents have no money. From primary, nursery, primary, secondary, up to university. Then right to work and so on and so forth. But if you're doing this affordable housing thing, it must be affordable. We came up with slum upgrading in towns because we found that in Nairobi, 60% of the population here live in slums. And we started with Kibra, which was in my constituency, to do slum upgrading, that program. And how do you do it? Because it's not a standard thing as one size fits all. That you have got one design of flats or apartments and people are paying so much and you're going to deduct to go and construct. First, you're solving basic problems. You're solving the problem of shelter, housing. But secondly, you must also solve the problem of work. 3, the problem of education. 4, the problem of health care. So all those settlements which are being done there, they're not the same designs, depend on the need and the area. Here, people are going to be living here. Where are they going to work? Where is the market? Where is the health center? Where is the school? So it becomes one community. One community. So these people have a place where they're going to work. Like in Kibera, the program we came up with, it has not been implemented. We're going to put up apartments. But we're also going to put up shops where people will work and create wealth. Then there's going to be a market where they will take their wares. There's going to be a health center. There's going to be a school for the children. That's what you call integrated development. And people apply, those who want houses. Some of them are made to pay a deposit. The government made provision in the budget for rolling out this program countrywide. So there are definitely beneficiaries who are going to benefit, who will, and will not lack beneficiaries, who will come voluntarily to agree, 10% I will pay, 15% I will pay. But not that each and every person must pay, whether you're going to benefit from this program or not. You must pay. Even if you have a house already, you don't need a house, you must pay. Upende, usipende. Hiyo lugha ya upende usipende tulizika na katiba mkongwe. Hatutaki kusikia tena. Hatutaki tena kusikia mambo ya upende usipende. Hiyo ilienda na nyayo. Kwa hivyo sisi wa Kenya, kama mnataka tufanye hii maneno, watu waketi chini. Let us have a proper dialogue, a national dialogue of how this program is going to be rolled, so people own it properly. Let people understand what you want to do. Then it will be owned. When we were making transformation with Kibaki, we convened a conference at Bomas of Kenya. 1 week, we called the Kenya We Want. The Kenya We Want. And people dialogued and agreed what needed to be done in our country. But then we also set up a think tank, which is called NESC, National Economic and Social Council, which was a think tank where people, experts from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Korea, from Britain, and we had also experts from within the country here. NESC was meeting once every 3 months to come up with ideas. It's through NESC that we came up with the Vision 2030. It's through NESC that we came up with the idea of SGR, LabSet, this Konza city, ACCT city in Konza, tourist centers, economic processing zones. Those were thought out clearly, things which were clearly thought out, how they're going to be rolled out in the country. Think tank, I mean, NESC was meeting every 3 months, co-chaired by Kibaki and myself. Most of the time, Kibaki will chair the first meeting, but I will chair all the other meetings. I chaired the last NESC meeting in February 2013. It has not been held up to today. So this is running around without any think tank, no thinking, just tutafanya hii, tumeandika katika manifesto yetu, but nobody is thinking. This regime is moving like a blunt person in the highway. It is very unfortunate indeed.
Tamu tamu keki ni tamu tamu tamu
baba ataonja keki. Yo, baba anaonja keki ya PNU at 15. Thank you very much, Chairman. Hey!
And that event was well accomplished.